Welcome back to Introduction to Microsoft Excel. Before we begin our new lesson, Microsoft Excel Professional Skills Part 2, let's take a few minutes to review what we learned in the previous lesson. First, we learned about the Microsoft Excel status bar. When you right-click the status bar, a menu appears with several options you can choose from. Options with a checkmark are currently enabled or active. Options without a checkmark are disabled or inactive. To turn an option on or off, simply click it. Clicking it again will enable or disable that option. Now, let's practice. We'll enable the caps lock and number lock options. Once they are enabled, press the caps lock key or the number lock key on your keyboard. When either key is active, its status will appear on the status bar. This feature is useful because sometimes you may accidentally turn on caps lock and start typing. If your text appears in uppercase when you expected lowercase letters, the status bar lets you quickly see that caps lock is enabled. Next, we learned about the horizontal scroll bar. If you want to make the scroll bar longer or shorter, move your mouse over the three vertical dots next to it. When the pointer changes, click and hold the left mouse button, then drag left or right to resize it. Resizing the horizontal scroll bar gives you more space to display worksheet tabs. This is especially helpful when your workbook contains many worksheets and you want to see more sheet tabs without scrolling. Naming cells and ranges. A better way to write formulas. Let's adjust the size of our cells to make them larger, just as we learned in the previous lesson. Let's enter the headers for our worksheet. In cell A1, type expense. In cell B1, type amount. In cell C1, type yearly total. Notice that yearly total is wider than the column, so part of the text extends beyond the cell. To fix this, move your mouse pointer to the line between the column headings, for example, between columns C and D. When the pointer changes to a double-headed arrow, double-click to automatically adjust the column width. You can also resize the column manually. Click and hold the left mouse button, then drag the column boundary to the left or right until the column is the size you want. To make a cell value bold, select the cell that contains the values and click the bold button, represented by the letter B, in the font group. You can also use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl-B on Windows, or Command-B on a Mac. To unbold a cell value, select the cells and press Ctrl-B on Windows, or Command-B on a Mac. You can also click the B button in the font menu. These are the same steps you use to make the text bold. Now, let's continue with today's class. What you learned during this course can be applied regardless of the version of Excel you are using, whether it is Excel 2016, 2019, 2021, 2025, or Microsoft 365. Many features work the same way across different versions. Some features may vary depending on the version, but do not feel intimidated by the version you have. Most core concepts and features taught in Microsoft 365 Excel, such as formulas, formatting, charts, pivot tables, and data validation, are also compatible with older versions, including Excel 2019, Excel 2016, Excel 2013, and Excel 2010. These core features have not changed significantly. During this course, we are going to continue learning the basics of the anatomy of a spreadsheet. Look at the ribbon. There are multiple groups, such as clipboard, font, alignment, number, and others. Notice the small button in the bottom right corner of some of these groups. Click this button to display additional options. Please pause the video and try some of these options yourself. For example, try making text bold, italic, changing the font color to red, and applying other formatting options. Now let's look at an example of using a named cell in a formula. First, enter the values you see on screen. Then click on cell B2 and type 3,962. Let's say this is your monthly rent. Next, click inside the name box, which is located to the left of the formula bar. Type rent amount and press enter. Now, click on another cell, such as C2, and enter the following formula. Equal rent amount multiplied by 12. Press enter. Excel will treat rent amount as a reference to cell B2 and multiply its value by 12. The result will be 3,962 multiplied by 12 equals 47,544. The formula is equal rent amount multiplied by 12. This is the same as 3,962 multiplied by 12, which equals 47,544. Why is this helpful? First, it makes formulas easier to read and maintain. For example, equal rent amount multiplied by 12 is more meaningful than equal B2 multiplied by 12. Second, it can reduce errors when working with large spreadsheets. Third, if the value in rent amount changes, the formula will automatically use the new value when calculating the result. Now let's look at another example, this time using a named range in a formula. First, let's insert a new worksheet, or sheet, in Excel. Then, enter some values, such as the following: expense, amount, groceries. Next, enter the following values in cells B2 through B6. Cell B2, 337. Cell B3, 235. Cell B4, 182. Cell B5, 194. Cell B6, 131. Total. Make the headings expense, amount, and total bold. Let's say these numbers represent your weekly grocery expenses. Next, select the range from B2 through B6. Click inside the name box, located to the left of the formula bar. Type grocery expenses and press enter. Now, click on another cell, such as B8, and enter the following formula. Equal SUM, open parenthesis, grocery expenses, close parenthesis. Press enter. The result will be 337 plus 235 plus 182 plus 194 plus 131 equals 1079. Why is this useful? First, you do not need to remember the exact cell range, such as B2 through B6. Second, it makes your formulas easier to understand. Third, if the range changes later, for example, if you add more rows, you can update the named range instead of having to modify every formula that uses that range. Named cells and named ranges can make your Excel formulas easier to read, understand, and maintain. Mouse Pointer Guide for Excel. As you move your mouse around Excel, the pointer changes shape depending on where you position it. Each pointer indicates a different action. The white plus sign, General Selection. When you move your mouse over a normal cell, the pointer changes to a white plus sign. This means you can select a cell or a range of cells by clicking or dragging. The black thin plus sign, Fill Data. When you move the mouse over the small square in the bottom right corner of a selected cell, called the fill handle, the pointer changes to a thin black plus sign. This allows you to copy a cell's value or formula, or continue a series, by clicking and dragging the fill handle across other cells. The double arrow, Resize columns or rows. When you position the mouse between two column letters, or between two row numbers, the pointer changes to a double arrow. This allows you to resize the column width or row height by clicking and dragging the boundary. The four arrows pointer, Move selected cells. In Excel, when you position the mouse near the edge of a selected cell or range, the pointer changes to a four-arrow symbol. This allows you to move the selected cells to another location by clicking and dragging. The hand pointer, Move or drag objects. In some situations, particularly in Google Sheets, the pointer may change to a hand icon when you are working with objects such as charts or other movable elements. This indicates that you can click and drag the object to move it. In Excel, when you hover over a hyperlink, the mouse pointer changes to a hand with an index finger. This change indicates that the text is clickable and will open the linked content when selected. The I-beam cursor, Edit text or formulas. When you click inside the formula bar, or double-click inside a cell to edit its contents, the pointer changes to an I-beam cursor, which looks like a blinking vertical line. This allows you to position the cursor and type or edit text, numbers, or formulas. The arrow pointers. Select an entire column or row. When you move the mouse over a column letter, the pointer changes to a black downward arrow. Clicking will select the entire column. When you move the mouse over a row number, the pointer changes to a black right-pointing arrow. Clicking will select the entire row. The normal arrow pointer. General navigation. The normal arrow pointer appears when you move the mouse around the worksheet without pointing at a specific control or special area. You will typically see it when moving around menus, toolbars, and other areas of the application. It is used for general pointing, clicking, and navigation. How to check your version of Microsoft Excel on Windows and Mac. Before following the instructions in this guide, it is helpful to know which version of Microsoft Excel you are using. The steps are slightly different on Windows and Mac. Why your Excel version matters. It is important to know which version of Excel or Google Sheets you are using because some functions are only available in newer versions. For example, functions such as unique, filter, and sort are available in newer versions of Excel. If you are using an older version, these functions may not be available. As a result, you may see an error message or get missing or unexpected results. Remember, most core concepts and features taught in Microsoft 365 Excel are also compatible with older versions of Excel. These include common features such as formulas, formatting, charts, and data validation. Therefore, even if you are using an older version of Excel, most of the fundamental skills and concepts in this course will still apply. Microsoft Excel. Checking your version on Windows. To check your version of Microsoft Excel on a Windows computer, follow these steps. Step 1. Open Microsoft Excel. Step 2. Select File from the top left corner. Step 3. Select Account. Step 4. Under Product Information, look for the Excel version information. You can also select About Excel to see more detailed information. You may see information similar to Microsoft Excel for Microsoft 365. If you are using Microsoft Excel through Microsoft 365, the version and build number may change over time because Microsoft regularly provides updates. On Mac. To check your version of Microsoft Excel on a Mac, follow these steps. Step 1. Open Microsoft Excel. Step 2. Look at the menu bar at the top of your screen and select Excel. Step 3. Select About Microsoft Excel. Step 4. A window will appear showing information about your version of Excel. The exact version number may be different depending on when Excel was installed or last updated. As we mentioned in the previous sections, the Quick Access toolbar is an important part of the Excel interface. Now, let's take a closer look at it. The Quick Access toolbar is the menu area located at the title bar in Excel. It contains buttons that give you quick access to the tools and features you need to work with your spreadsheet. For example, at the top of the Excel window, you may see several buttons and tools, such as Autosave, Save, Undo, Redo, and the Customize Quick Access Toolbar button. The Customize Quick Access Toolbar button is a small arrow pointing downward. When you select this arrow, a small menu appears with a list of options. You can select an option from this menu to add or remove a command from the Quick Access Toolbar. For example, let's select the New option. When we select New, a new command is added to the Quick Access Toolbar. This command allows you to quickly create a new Excel workbook. This is one example of how you can customize the Excel interface to make frequently used commands easier to access. To remove a button from the Quick Access Toolbar, the steps are just as simple. First, select the Customize Quick Access Toolbar button. Find the command you want to remove, and select it to clear the checkmark. The command will then be removed, selecting, copying, cutting, and pasting data. Now, let's learn how to select, copy, cut, and paste data in Excel. Selecting data. To select a cell, simply click on it. To select multiple cells, click and hold the mouse button, then drag across the cells you want to select. For example, you can click and drag from cell A2 to cell A7. This selects the range from A2 through A7. Copying data. On Windows, press Ctrl and C at the same time. On Mac, press Command and C at the same time. Copying creates a duplicate of the selected data while leaving the original data in its current location. Then you can paste it, press Escape key. To paste data, first select the location where you want the data to appear.
On Windows, press Ctrl and V at the same time. On Mac, press Command and V at the same time.
The copied or cut data will appear in the new location. Cutting or moving data. To cut data, first select the cell or range of cells you want to move.
On Windows, press Ctrl and X at the same time. On Mac, press Command and X at the same time.
Cutting removes the data from its original location when you paste it somewhere else. Pasting data. On a Mac, use the Command key instead of the Control key. You can also access these commands from the Excel menu. Simply right-click the selected cell or range, and choose Copy, Cut, or Paste from the menu. Try it. Let's practice copying and pasting data. We covered a lot about the Excel interface. It doesn't matter if you are new to Excel, if you have been using Excel for many years, or if you are simply here to refresh your knowledge. There are many people who have used Excel for years, and they are still not completely familiar with all the features of the Excel interface, such as the status bar, the ribbon, and other useful tools. Knowing where these options and buttons are located, and understanding how to use them, can make working with Excel much easier and more efficient. Now is the time to type any questions or suggestions you may have in the comments. Also, let me know what you think about this course. Your feedback will help me improve future videos and other training courses that I am planning to create. I plan to cover other technical topics as well, such as SQL and databases, programming, and other subjects that can help people develop useful technical skills. Remember, you can watch this video as many times as you want. You can pause the video at any time and practice what you have learned. The more you practice, the more comfortable you will become. If you already know how to use spreadsheets, I'm going to leave you with the next demonstration video, which is called Adding Data in Excel. If you are new to Excel, don't worry. With the knowledge you gain from this video and the previous videos, you should be able to follow along with the demonstration. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. How to add data in Excel. There are 3 primary methods for adding data in Excel. 1. One way is to press equals and select the cells you want to add, separating each cell with a plus sign. 2. The second way is to select the cells you want to add and click the Auto Sum button. To do it quickly, select the cells containing the data and the destination cell for the result. Then press Alt and equals keys from the keyboard. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button. Then, click the bell icon and turn on all notifications so you'll know whenever we publish new content. Don't forget to like this video and share it with others who want to learn Excel. Your support helps us create more free tutorials every week. If you'd like to support our work even further, you can buy us a coffee. Simply open your web browser, type buymeacoffee.com/IOFP Mayol in the address bar, and press Enter. Once you're on the page, choose the coffee amount you'd like to treat us to, click the support button, and then select your preferred payment method. Thank you for your support. Every coffee helps us continue creating free educational content for everyone. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next lesson. Looking to get even more out of this course? The perfect companion is our book, Introduction to Microsoft Excel and Google Sheets. Designed for beginners, it provides step-by-step guidance, practical examples, and hands-on exercises to help you build confidence and master essential spreadsheet skills. Whether you're learning for work, school, or personal projects, this book is an excellent resource to reinforce what you learn in this course and continue your spreadsheet journey.
Feel overwhelmed by data? Let's get organized. Welcome to my complete spreadsheet masterclass. Subscribe for more tips and visit my website to learn more.